these words about the community garden that we are spreading. Community gardens are places where people rediscover not only generosity, but the pleasure of coming together. I salute all those who give their time and talents to rebuilding that sense of belonging. It's a potent seed. I have great faith in a seed. Convince me that you have a seed there, and I'm prepared to expect wonders. That is what Mark and Sarah are doing. They are planting seeds of community from this church to Johannesburg and to all over that great nation. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. It is such a pleasure to be at home with you. And we do feel at home. It has been good to be here in this church with you. We're reminded every time we hear from you or see you that this is such a mission-minded church. And we were surrounded by several children earlier and Sunday school teachers talking to us about how they've been studying Paul and Barnabas and that they talked about us as missionaries. And it's just such a privilege to be an ambassador for you, because it's really your prayers and gifts that send us. And so you go with us wherever we go, and we just want to thank you for that. For those of you that don't know, Mark and I, we serve as missionaries, CDF missionaries, in Johannesburg, South Africa, which is a great big city. But we also have ministry in the rural area with Arise. It's very cold there right now. So I know y'all have been complaining about the heat, but I love it. Freezing temperatures there with no central heat. So we are loving, and we missed a summer. We've been a year without a summertime, so we get 2 weeks to thaw out before we go back. I've been working with Dorp Hope since we got there, which is a partner ministry with Arise. And some of you know about Dorp Hope, but it is started at a church, and they rescue abandoned babies, and they needed a social worker when we arrived. And so that's been sort of my role, to help collect the children that have been abandoned, and we get a phone call, and just I help get them prepared for the adoption process. And hopefully we'll be working with Dorp Hope until they can get a national social worker to step in, and then we'll be working more with Arise, but doing the same thing. And Mark has been he spent 3 weeks in this rural area helping to complete a church building that was started at Emmaus. This is part of the Arise ministry. It started before we got there, and we sort of jumped in with it. And Mark was able to help finish off the church in time for the dedication and memorial service that they had while we were there. And it was amazing. When they opened the church, there was over 800 people there, and people came from the surrounding villages, and they killed a lamb, I think, and had a big feast, and it was really an honoring time to be a part of. Mark also helps with pastor training on Wednesday nights in Johannesburg in the city, and is working in partnership with Arise to do more of that discipleship and community building, both in the city and out in the rural area. We just appreciate so much your prayers and support. We've learned a lot since we've been gone. It's been quite a whirlwind. We've been gone almost 4 months now, and we've had to, take a long plane ride over, deal with culture shock a little bit, find a place to sort of settle in and live, figure out how to buy a car in another country, how to get internet, how to find a phone that works, and all those good things. And in the midst of that, I was not feeling too well in the beginning. Most of y'all know our good news, but we were totally unaware of why I was sick for 3 weeks. And in fact, I was sick the whole way there on the plane, and I think Mark thought, what have I done? My wife can't handle a plane ride. What are we going to do in Africa? And after a few weeks, I thought, maybe we should go see a doctor about this. And turns out I was almost 10 weeks pregnant at that time. And so Mark and I got a little bit of a shock, but we're very blessed and excited. It's something we've been praying about for 8 years, trying to have children. And so many people have, when we got there, and some of our African friends said to us, well, God just wanted your baby to be born in Africa. I said, okay, that's what God wants, and that's what we'll do. So we found out the day before we left to come we've learned since we've left our home and comfort zone is just to trust in the Lord, and He will always provide, and we trust in that. I have a little quote by Desmond Tutu I wanted to share, and then Mark's going to share about where we're going from here, but he said, "Do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world." And we just want you to know that each one of you, does a little and a lot of good every day, not just through supporting us, but the work you do with the children here and the different ministries that Forest Hills is involved in. And we, the people in South Africa know of you and are excited to meet a portion of you in October. We're looking forward to our friends and family coming out in October. So hopefully some of you signed up for the trip. But just know that whatever you do for the Lord to spread His word, whether it's cooking a meal or helping support a family or praying for an orphan that we're working with, it's that together will overwhelm the world, and we appreciate all that you do for us.
Yeah, it's, when you do missions and ministry, you kind of have to be flexible. You have to learn that term, and so I say all these next few things with the statement, God willing. So, things do change, and as we found out from landing, that our lives kind of changed a little bit. But God willing, because of Sarah's motherly condition, we will continue to stay in Johannesburg until the baby's born, and I don't know if we'll wait till the baby gets a job, but eventually we do have plans to move out to the rural area. When I was out there helping build the church building, and it's actually works as a school also, that several young men came up to me and they deeply desired training for like Christian ministry and that sort of thing. And so we can't really say no. So we've embraced that, and so we're making plans on how to make that happen. And there's a lot of orphan children that need to be documented still out in the area, and so I think the doors will open up to a new possibility outside Johannesburg. So we thank you so much for your prayers and your support, because it does mean a lot to us and to the CBF field personnel that are throughout Africa and throughout the whole world. And we thank you so much. And we deeply love you, and we deeply miss you. Thank you.
I'll just say here, this might be the way it used to feel at Fred Olds when they had school over there. They had Thursday at Fred Olds School. But if you all just remain up here, we've been through some tough times in the last few months and year or so with our budget, and we've had to prioritize a lot of things. And Mark and Sarah were always very, very high on top of our priorities. They are our missionaries, and we do love them and want to support them in any way we can. And today we are celebrating the faithfulness of God in enabling us to be faithful givers above our resource goal plan. Mark and Sarah, on behalf of the Forest Hills Church family and the Missions and Evangelism Council, are very pleased to give you a check in the amount of $18,000 to help support your work and ministry in South America. In South Africa, pardon me. Different part of South Africa, pardon me. We do love you, and we'll pray for you and your ministry.